So I'd like to begin today by quoting one verse from Bhanu Das. Bhanu Das, he is a poet from Vrindavan, Brajabasi poet, that wrote one book called Kadambari. In that book, he has a beautiful quote. He says, "Fine literature is not appreciated by a wicked mortal, just like nectar does not go down Rahu's throat. Whereas such literature is treasured in the heart of a good soul, just like Hari's chest bears a splendid Kaustuba jewel." No Rahu, no, he got to drink one drop of Somaras, but then he got his head cut. So that could not go through his throat. Means fine literature cannot be appreciated, cannot go into someone's ears. Who is someone who is not actually qualified to appreciate the stories about Krishna. Just like nectar cannot go in Rahu's throat. So today we are going to describe, I think, the sweetest pastime. This is from Srila Jiva Goswami Pad, from Madhava Mahotsav book. It is called Radharani's Coronation. One day, Krishna and his friends, they were playing in the forest. And Krishna's friends, they decided that they should actually establish Krishna as the king of Vrindavan. So they arranged some stone slab. They made like a sinhasan for him, and they called all the animals, the birds, the deers, the cows, some Brajabasis around. Then they declared, from today on, Krishna is the king of Vrindavan, and anyone who wants to pick flowers or pick any fruits must take first permission from him. Then, of course, the news came very quick to the ears of the gopis, and Srimati Radhika was furious. But Lalita, Vishaka, and others, they were even more furious. Say, who is this nonsense person who claims to be the king of Vrindavan, since our mistress, she is the queen of Vrindavan? So without her permission, how can anyone become king? So we have to teach him a lesson. So then they made a plan. Vishaka went and she kidnapped Madhumangal. Along with other gopis. So Madhumangala was brought to Radharani's lotus feet. Then she told, you have to make the mind of your friend to change completely this idea, to reject this idea that he is the king and he must surrender to our queen. She is the queen of Vrindavan, Radharani. And if you do like so, we will award you so many sweet ladus. Madhumangala was very happy. He said, I will fill up my belly for my whole life, because they promised to give him 100,000 ladus. So he was, happy. So he came to Krishna and he said, Krishna, we are in trouble. Because Radharani, she's declaring that she is the queen of Vrindavan and we cannot be the king without her permission. And they have a very strong army of gopis. They are, full of flower arrows, this spray, syringes with color. They also have bombs, made out of trees pollen and some, jewel powder, like this. So if they attack us, we have no way to escape. Then Krishna said, yes, I think it's better if we surrender to Radharani. It will be better for us. So let us go there. So they all went there. And Krishna was brought in front of Radharani. And then Vishaka told, you have to surrender to the lotus feet of our queen. Huh? But for that, you have to put your crown on Radharani's feet. Then Krishna took his crown and put on Radharani's feet. Not even one open.
Shall I leave open?
Just noise. No, air. We need air. Yeah. Otherwise, suffocation. No sound is no problem. So then Vishaka said, this is not enough. You have to put your flute at Radharani's feet. Then Krishna put his flute. That's not enough. You have to put your peacock feather also on her feet. Then Krishna put. Like this, Krishna, he surrendered everything to Srimati Radhika. So now, everything is pacified. Srimati Radhika is accepted as the queen of Vrindavan. After some time, the news is spread, and Chandravali and her group, they became very jealous of Srimati Radhika. And they thought, how can Krishna support Srimati Radhika as the queen? We have to make a plan to trick and then change this. Because actually Chandravali should be the queen of Vrindavan, not Radharani. So then, what Padma did, Padma came to Krishna and tricked Krishna. She said, Krishna, do you agree that Chandramukhi should be the queen of Vrindavan?
Chandramukhi.
Then Krishna said, of course, Chandramukhi is the queen of Vrindavan. And then Padma said, thank you. That's what I wanted to hear. Then she spread everywhere that now Krishna is supporting Chandravali as the queen. Because Chandramukhi is another name of Chandravali. But this is also Radharani's name. They shared this name. Now, when the news came to Radharani's camp that now Krishna is supporting Chandravali as the queen, they became furious. And they were actually, very concerned about this. They're very concerned about this. Mobile. Stopped. So then actually Vrinda, she was very concerned. And then Lalita approached her and said, Vrinda, we need to do something to declare permanently, once for all, that Radha is the real queen of Vrindavan. So what can we do? Then Vrinda, she thought, I will speak with Lord Brahma. And Brahma, he will declare from an aerial voice that Radharani is the real queen of Vrindavan and that we have to perform the royal Abhishek in public. And everyone must come to pay obeisances to Srimati Radhika. Then they all agree with the plan. So then Vrinda approached Brahma. Brahma, he was very happy to hear that, of course. And then he said, yes, definitely, I will help you. So in this way, Brahma, he spoke with an aerial voice that Radha is the original queen of Vrindavan and she should be crowned with the royal Abhishek in the presence of all Brajavasis and also all demigods. Everyone should be present. Then all Brajavasis heard this message. So now, this is actually accepted by everyone. So everyone was very happy actually, because everyone always considered Radha to be the real queen of Vrindavan, right? We always hear that Radharani, she is Vrindavaneshwari. But we never hear that Krishna is the king of Braja. We don't hear. Krishna is the prince of Braja, but not the king of Braja. But we always often know that, we hear that Radharani, she is Vrindavaneshwari. Lord Shiva, very beautifully, he glorifies Radharani by saying Makeshwari, Kriyeshwari, Swadeshwari, Sureshwari, Triveda Bharatishwari, Pramana Shashaneshwari, Rameshwari, Kshameshwari, Pramoda Kananeshwari, Brajeshwari, Brajadipe, Shri Radhike Namostute. She's the queen of everything. And the queen of Vrindavan. So then, Jogmaya, she is in charge, Purnamasi Devi, she's in charge of organizing now the ceremony. And the ceremony will consist of two moments. Actually, three moments. First moment is the procession. They will come escorting Srimati Radhika from Jyotila's house, from Javat, to a place in the middle of the forest where there will be a stage. And then she will be bathed by Abhishek. And then after, she is going to be coronated. So these are the three parts of the program. But then, Chandravali's party, they also was still very jealous. They could not accept that. So Padma, she went to Jyotila's house. And then she told Jyotila, don't buy this thing. Don't buy this idea that Radharani is going to be the queen, she's going to be coronated. Actually, they are arranging just an excuse to meet her with Krishna in the forest. You know, Jyotila, she's always suspicious. She cannot prove, but she knows. And she, you know, she feels, she senses that. So therefore, she's very suspicious. When she heard that, she said, I will not allow Radharani to leave the house for this program. Then, big problem, if Shraddha cannot leave the house, then there is nothing. Then Purnamasi Devi, she comes. And then she tells to Jyotila, Jyotila, you trust me, right? I am a very reliable person. I can guarantee to you, there will be no any type of cheating or meeting between Radha and Krishna in the forest. Actually, it will be a public program. All Brajabasis, demigods, everyone will be there witnessing and honoring Srimati Radhika. Actually, this is the order of Brahma. Then Jyotila, she was, okay, and then she agreed that they would, that she would allow Radharani to leave the house. So after some time, the elder gopis, they came, and a group of brahmacharis and many other musicians, they came to start with the procession. Then the elder gopis like Mukhara, Jashoda, Radharani's mother Kirtida, and others, they came to give the first swastivachan, the first blessings to Radharani, and they sprinkle on her head a mixture of water, ghee, and yogurt. So they sprinkled Radharani's head. They spoke very nice, auspicious words, and then everyone started to take Radharani in the procession along Vrindavan. So Jiva Goswami Pad, he describes that this procession was so colorful due to the dress of the gopis. They were so beautifully decorated, and the demigoddesses and everyone, that if you look from top, it is like resembling like many flags, flying in the wind like this. Very beautiful, colorful flags flying in the wind. So now, finally, Srimati Radhika, she arrives at the very place where they will start the Abhishek. So she's kept in one beautiful throne. In one side, the brahmacharis, led by Purnamasi, they start doing the yagya, the fire sacrifice. And the brahmanas, they start speaking all the Vedic mantras. So then, Lord Shiva's wives, Surya Dev, Jamaraj, Agni Dev, they all appeared in their divine forms. And then, after being set there, and Radharani, she started to look around, but she cannot see Krishna. And then she becomes very anxious. And then she's asking to Brinda Devi, Brinda, where is Krishna? I cannot see him. Then Brinda Devi, thinking about this, she says, Radha, just like when we see a beautiful cup being brought in front of us, we can expect that a very delicious drink is going to be put there. All this arrangement is for something very special. So be patient. But nevertheless, she was not patient. And then, seeing her anxiety, Vrinda, she said, okay, now is the time to bring that blue sapphire into the scene to decorate this festival. So that was Krishna. At that very moment, an avalanche of flowers fell from the sky, given by the demigoddesses. And then Krishna, he comes out of his, hiding, and then he comes and then he sits beside Srimati Radhika. Automatically, all the birds, they begin to sing beautiful songs. And then Krishna himself, actually, he takes the flute and he begins to play a very, beautiful melody on his flute. And all Brajavasis, they are so happy, so ecstatic. Everyone begins to dance and sing by Krishna's playing his flute. So now comes the beginning of the Abhishek. This Abhishek is divided into 9 special baths. Every bath will have a different jewel pot, okay? And the water that was going to be used is actually from Ganga, Saraswati, and Yamuna, mixed with the sweat of Purnamasi Devi. See how interesting? The sweat of Purnamasi Devi mixed with the water and placed in different 9 pots made out of different 9 jewels. I'm going to describe all of them in details. And then we have the final 10th bath, which is like extra bath, but the most special one. You must wait for that. So now, the young Brahmins, they come, they take kumkum water, and they sprinkle with herbs, flowers, seeds, jewels, everything, and they sprinkle on Srimati Radhika. So now, what are these jewels? Ruby, coral, pearl, diamond, cat's eye, emerald, yellow sapphire, blue sapphire, and hesonite. Hesonite is the gomeda. Gomeda is the jewel that you find in the cow's hooves, according to the Swati Nakshatra when the rain falls. Very special jewel. So then, Purnamasi she announces, let the 9 bath begin. So the first bath represents Adi Rasa. Adi means first. Adi Rasa means Madhurya Rasa. Madhurya Rasa has all the rasas inside, combined. Everything begins with Madhurya Rasa. And when Madhurya loses, interaction with devotees, intensity we can say, then it comes to Vatsalya. And when Vatsalya loses something, then comes to Sakya. When Sakya loses, then comes to Dasya. When Dasya loses, then comes to Shanta. Sometimes we used to say from Shanta to Madhurya, as Shanta is the first. No, Adi Rasa is Madhurya Rasa. So therefore this first bath represents this Adi Rasa. And it is from a ruby pot. Okay? So this water was looking like a fresh nectar descending from the full moon, flowing over a golden creeper like strings of fine pearls. Means Radha, she is this golden creeper. So as the water is being poured over Shri Radha, then Ishtoka Krishna, he speaks to Krishna in a very joking way. He says, my dear friend, you should not feel any hesitation, any reservation in looking at the Abhishek. Because Krishna is looking down, he's shy. Radha also, she's not able to see and look towards Krishna. But both are very eager to look at each other, but they are not. Then Ishtoka Krishna, he says, because no one can detect your emotional changes. Why? Because everyone is completely what? overcome by the beauty of Vrishabhanandini. So it means no one is looking at you, Krishna. You can easily look at Srimati Radhika, no one will even notice that you are looking to her. But Krishna, he is not looking. And now, a gopi whispered to Radharani, say, Radha, Krishna is trying to look at you, but don't look at him. Not even by mistake. You can increase his affection for you by acting indifferently. You can guess which gopi is that? Huh? Lalita. Yes. Now the second bath begins. Lord Shiva's wife, Uma, Sati, she takes a pure water from the coral pot and then she pours the water on Srimati Radhika. Radharani's beauty and the beauty of the pot, they combine to create a new beauty. The pot is shining like the sun, and the streams of water falling out of it are the sun's rays. Below that are the dark clouds of Radharani's hair, and below that is the moon of her face. Below that is the creeper of Radha's limbs. The king of pots, called Padma or coral, is bathing Radharani. So the pot itself is compared to the sun. The water which is coming down is compared to the sun rays. And Radharani's black hair like a black cloud, her face like a moon, her body like a creeper, like this. By seeing this second bath, Vasanta, he tells Krishna, Vasanta is Krishna's friend. He tells Krishna, Krishna, don't be shy. Everyone is blind by Radharani's golden brilliance. Your bee-like eyes can rest safely on her lotus face. So look at her, no problem. But Krishna is not looking. Now the third bath begins. Vivaswan's two wives. Vivaswan means the name of sun god. His two wives, Sangya and Chaya, they came to perform the third Abhishek using the pearl pot. This water from the pearl pot looked like rivers of grace flowing into an ocean of luster, youth and beauty. That is Srimati Radhika. These are actually the three baths that Radharani, she does every day. She bathes on her youth, on her compassion and the luster of her beauty. Lavanya Amrita Dharasna, Karunya Amrita Dharasna and Tarunya Amrita Dharasnan. She takes 3 baths every day, Srimati Radhika. Beautiful. So now, all these ladies from the planet Sun, wives of Surya Dev, followed by angels, fairies, and different girls, they assisted the wives of Surya Dev by ringing bells, by blowing conch shells, and by chanting mantras. With a very sweet voice, now Ujjwal, he comes to Krishna and says, Krishna, Radharani's friends are laughing at you. They are saying, by seeing Radha become the ruler of the forests, Krishna has become frightened. He cannot even look at her. He is looking down like a defeated person. My friend, please give up your fear and look towards her. We don't like to hear criticism of you. What to speak of us? But Krishna is not looking to Radha. It is described that Krishna's glance is like the bow of a mendicant, and Radharani's glance is like the coin that is going to be donated to that bow. So only Radharani's glance is able to actually fulfill Krishna's wish. Now the fourth bath begins. Now the personified rivers, Yamuna, Saraswati, Ganga, and so many others, they bring the diamond pot. The light reflected from it created a halo above Radharani's head. And then the sacred rivers spoke. Radha, Krishna is the Lord of the three worlds and the treasure of Vaikuntha. Yet he serves you as his greatest wealth. Therefore, you are our supreme empress and our ultimate goal. All glories to you. Means Yamuna, Saraswati, Ganga, they all have, desire to serve Krishna. But when they see Krishna serving Srimati Radhika, they feel, oh, we also must serve you. So they come to serve. Now Gandharva means Krishna's friend. He comes and says, like this, Krishna, why don't you look to Srimati Radhika? What is going on? Huh? My dear friend, your flute breaks the hearts of everyone in the universe. Your glance has also similar properties. Even Radha is bewildered by your fragrance. Make sure that today these three do not combine. You will say, otherwise it becomes like explosive. So after hearing this provocation, Krishna, he actually played even more strong his flute, because Krishna was still playing. He plays even more strong his flute to be able to attract Srimati Radhika's heart even more. And then Radharani's love swelled. But that swell could not pass the shoreline of her shyness. So her love was very intense, but could not cross the shoreline of her shyness because she's in public. The other day you heard about Radharani's mirroring, right? How she has to keep her face covered, her head down, and then she has darshan of Krishna in the reflection from her mirroring. She's in public, she cannot look towards him. Everyone is looking towards her. Now, the fifth bath begins. Vrinda Devi, the guardian of Vrindavan, she took the emerald pot by saying, with the sixth bath, I bathe your 6 limbs and request that with the 6 qualities of a monarch, you protect this forest. So what are the 6 limbs of Radha? Head, shoulders, chest, trunk, legs and feet. And what are the 6 royal qualities of a monarch? People, troops, wealth, fortresses, counsel and friends. If a monarch doesn't have all these things, he cannot rule. He's weak. So Radha, she also was blessed by having all these things. Then, when the water of this emerald pot approaches Radharani's hair, it becomes yellow-black, like honey. When it comes to Radharani's moon face, it turns white like nectar. And when it comes to her breasts, it becomes a waterfall and takes the hue of her beloved Shyam. Now, the 7th part. Kundalata, Dhanishta, and other gopis, they come to perform this Abhishek with the yellow sapphire pot. As the pot pours its scented water on Radha, it appears that the moon is bathing a desire creeper in streams of nectar. Then Madhumangala, he comes to Krishna and says, Hey Krishna, hey Murari, the streams of water hide in the shivering of Radha's body due to love. But what can hide your trembling? So by hearing Madhumangala's frank words, Krishna then, he displayed his full face with the sweet lotus eyes. As instructed by her friend, Radha secretly also cast a frown at Krishna. So now both quickly look towards each other. Now comes the 8th bath. Kasturi, Manjari, and other gopis who did austerities to be able to receive Krishna's embrace, whose only desire was the happiness of Srimati Radhika. They made their austerities successful by now coming to bathe Srimati Radhika with the blue sapphire pot. Now, this 8th bath represents the love of the 8 Sakhis of Srimati Radhika. Lalita, Vishaka, Chitra, Champakalata, Tunga, Vida, Induleka, Rangadeva and Sudeva. You know, Rangadeva and Sudeva, they are twin sisters. Yes, they are. So, also, the 8 elements combined also were represented by this bat, as well as the 8 sattvika bhavas, the ashta sattvic bhavas. So this 8 bat represents the love of the 8 gopis, the 8 sakis, and also the ashta sattvic bhavas, the 8 ecstatic symptoms. Now Subal, he comes close to Krishna, he embraces Krishna, and then he whispers in Krishna's ear by saying, during the festival, do not cover your perspiring body in tears, for these tears nourish your bodily hairs, standing on end like thorns. Krishna was completely in ecstasy. His hairs were standing on end, he was crying, he was sweating. Radha's eyes jumped like a fish in the waters of the Abhishek, because the cloud with lightning had appeared. It means Krishna. The brightly shining blue sapphire pot bestows on Radha control of all types of wealth and ensures her lordship over conjugal rasa. Radharani trembled upon thinking that the blue sapphire pot was none other than Krishna. So the 8th bat also represents Krishna himself bathing Srimati Radhika as the blue sapphire, because Krishna is not different from this blue sapphire. Now the 9th bat begins. A group of Sakis headed by Madhurika, they came to give the final bath from the Gomeda pot, the Hesonite pot. And this is actually bestowing all the mystic powers, the mystic siddhis to Srimati Radhika. And it represents the 9 seasons. What are they? The joy of monsoon, the pleasure of autumn, the satisfaction of winter, the happiness of dewy season, the brilliance of spring, the auspiciousness of summer, the satisfaction of autumn winter, the brilliance of dewy spring, and the joy of summer monsoon. So these are the 9 seasons. While receiving those waters, Radha brought Krishna under her control with her playful glances. Now she is looking at him. Now she's no longer holding herself. And then, as the earth, that means go, is pleased with, that means meda, by the fragrances from the trees on the occasion of the Abhishek, this Gomeda gem pot is bathing Radha and giving pleasure to the Mother Earth. So today, on the occasion of the Abhishek, Radha, she is beautified by the affection of her beloved Krishna and tinted by her own attraction to him. In Chaitanya Charitamrita, Adi Lila chapter 4, we have a beautiful description of Krishna's beauty and Radharani's beauty, like in a battle, that none of them will face defeat. So, when Radha sees Krishna's beauty, she becomes so happy that her beauty increases. And when Krishna sees her beauty, he becomes so happy that his beauty increases. So when his beauty increases, Radharani's happiness increases, so her beauty increases. And then Krishna's happiness increases and his beauty will increase. Like this, there is a fight among them, in which no one will find defeat. Means both are victorious. So in this chapter of Chaitanya Charitamrita, it's so beautiful because it's Krishna glorifying Srimati Radhika. It's like a must, read thing. So now, during this Abhishek, Radharani's hair was loosened. The designs of her skin washed off. Her body covered in perspiration. And her garlands also fell apart. So much water. Hair is, like the braid is, loose. Her garlands are completely destroyed. So by seeing herself like this, Radha, she bowed her head as if Krishna was playing some mischief in her heart. And then Radharani, she was little shy in front of everyone. But then, when Krishna looked towards her, their bhavas combined was just like two wonderful fishes jumping in bliss, displaying various external symptoms and distributing nectar to all the people around, who became intoxicated with love. So these are the 9 bhats of Srimati Radhika. Now comes the extra, the 10th bhat. When Krishna is glancing towards Srimati Radhika during the Abhishek, she is being reflected in his eyes. There is a reflection of Radharani's eyes, Radharani's form in Krishna's eyes. And when Krishna is crying, he is bathing her with his own tears through the reflection in his eyes. This is the most beautiful bhat. Krishna is bathing her with his tears of ecstasy, with his tears of love for her, in the reflection of his eyes. Now the Abhisheka is done. Now it's time to dress. So Srimati Radhika, she is taken to another side, another place, and then many gopis, they come around her because there is no dressing room. So they come around her to block the view, the vision. And they were so effulgent that naturally there was light inside. And then they begin to dry Srimati Radhika, and then dress her again and made her very beautiful. So as they move away, leaving Radharani is visible to everyone, was just like the curtains of the stage opening, and the beautiful actress was being seen by everyone. So everyone begins to clap and say, Srimati Radharani ki jai. Then she is brought now to the official Singhasana, the official throne, where now she's going to be coronated. Now, first of all, she must distribute some gifts. This is a part of the etiquette. So then there was a box made of flower buds, engraved with her name and filled with petals from Vrindavan, that was given to Purnamasi Devi. And the second gift was a basket of jewelry given to the brahmacharis who did the yagya. Then Radharani, she asked Madhumangal, Madhumangal, what gift do you want? And then Madhumangala says, please give me your most precious treasure. And then Radha looks to Krishna and say, okay, go and get it. And then Madhumangala jumps and embraces Krishna. Now, with so much compassion, then she gives, gifts to so many people, but just to make short. Now, with so much compassion, Radharani, she raised her hand in blessings, and then she declared to everyone, may all imprisoned creatures be liberated. Be all imprisoned creatures be liberated. But instead of being happy, everyone was actually concerned. And especially Krishna's friends, they thought, oh, but I am imprisoned by Krishna's love. I'm happy to be controlled by Krishna, imprisoned by his friendship. Should I give up that also? And then Radharani, she says, no. Your bonds of love will never be broken. Now, Parvati Devi, she approaches. And Parvati Devi, she gives the crown, the scepter, right? And also the footstool. The footstool was covered with a tiger skin. And then Parvati Devi, she prays to Srimati Radhika. When she approaches, she does the puja of Radha with the Pancha Pradip. And then Radharani, she bows her head and try to touch the feet of Parvati Devi. But then Parvati Devi says, no, no, please don't pay obeisances to me. Just bestow upon me the position of your intimate friend. So in the same way that Lord Shiva, he wanted to serve Radha and Krishna in the mood of a gopi. Now Parvati is also desiring that. And then she's praying to Srimati Radhika that please bestow upon me this Sakhi Bhav, this Gopi Bhav. Now Krishna was brought near Srimati Radhika and sat together beside her. Now there should be the, giving the garland to Srimati Radhika. Now Saraswati, she desired to give a blue lotus garland to Srimati Radhika. She took this garland from Savitri, that is her mother. So Parvati, she suddenly jumps in between. She grabs the mala, the garland that was for Srimati Radhika, and she gives to Krishna. And everyone was shocked. He said, what happened? Why did you give Radharani's garland to Krishna? And then Parvati says, oh my God, it was by mistake. I didn't want to do this. Then Yamuna said, okay, if you think that was a mistake, then this garland belongs to Srimati Radhika. Then she took from Krishna and gave to Srimati Radhika. And then Yamuna, she says, oh, what have you done? Why did you put Krishna's garland in Radharani? What is the use of wearing a garland that was touched by another man? Give it back to Krishna. Now both are very happy. They got their garlands, prashadi garlands from each other.
If you exchange garlands, to explain those who may not know, it means marriage.
Marriage, yes, exactly. Exactly. That could be also. This idea is not being told, but only the idea of getting the remnants, like that. So in this way, the coronation was, completed. But Srimati Radhika, she is very restless because she wants to meet with Krishna. And understanding that feeling, Purnamasi, she makes announcement to everyone. Festival is over, everyone can go home. There is no need to stay. I'm going to stay here with Srimati Radhika for the night. So everyone started to leave. And Krishna also thought, okay, everyone must leave, then I also will leave. So he said, okay, Haribol. And he started to leave. Then Purnamasi said, hey, where are you going? So you told everyone to leave. I am just leaving. No, come. I have a service for you. Actually, I have to do something. And I want you to take care of Srimati Radhika because the forest is very dangerous. So at that moment, Purnamasi left and all the Sakis also left, and Radha was with Krishna in the forest. Gaur Premanande. So this is the beautiful pastime of Radharani's coronation. Hare Krishna.
So Purnamasi Devi, she lied to Jyotirao.
Yes, of course.
Basically.
Got to be done.
So now, I just would like to conclude with the verse from Srila Prabhupada, Prabodhananda Saraswati, from Vrindavana Mahimamrita. He says, when will my heart become immersed in the great joy of the ocean of sweetness, of the pastimes and beauty of Shri Radha's lotus feet? When will I reside in Vrindavan, rejecting even the most esteemed wealth of impersonal liberation, as if it were no more than a blade of grass? My heart has been stolen by Shri Radha, who wanders through her forests, her lotus feet shining with beauty, sweetened by the sound of her ankle bells, coloring the ground with golden and reddish hues, adorned with toe rings and quivering anklets, gleaming with gems. Jai Jai Sri Radhe Shyam. So thank you very much.
Thank you.
It was a great, great pleasure, honor to be all these 10 days